Welcome to this quick session reviewing how to resolve comments as well as best practices for resolving comments. Here, we're going to get started by looking at some best practices for before your meeting. So when you're getting prepared to resolve the comments, we're going to look at viewing comments in the OSD, the Manage Comments dashboard, using topics and tags, as well as proposing resolutions. So let's jump into the OSD. All right, so I'm in my full screen editor and I'm just gonna hide the left-hand sidebar so I get a little more space on my screen. Now, in terms of resolving comments, one of the key places you're gonna go to is our Tools tab. So here we have the option to show our comments and we see the same three buttons, track changes, show comments, and quality check here in our quick access menu. I recommend having track changes turned off just so that you really focus on the commenting balloons. Here we've got our quick navigation menu that lets you jump from one comment to the next. I can also collapse or close this menu. So through the comments balloons, this is really the first way we can look at the comments in our document. The other place where we can see the comments is, of course, the comments to resolve tab. So here, again, I've got a nice scrolling look through my document. I can also, under the three-dot menu, collapse all of the sections. This also gives me a list of how many comments I have in each section, and I can individually open these sections as well. The third place where we can find comments is on our Manage Comments dashboard. So if I click on this dashboard, the first thing we'll see is statistics on how many comments are in our document, as well as how many have been resolved, proposed, or unresolved. In our comments tab, here we can see again a list of our different sections with comments. We've got the same arrows to collapse or expand all these sections, and we can look at our comments here as well. From the Manage Comments dashboard, we can start adding in topics and tags. Topics and tags are two features that let us label and filter our comments in different ways. So to add topics and tags from this dashboard, the first thing you want to do is select your comments and then choose to either add to a topic or add to a tag. These are all blank when you start your document. It's up to you to add them in as you go along. From the Topics tab, you'll be prompted once you open the selection option to either select an existing topic or create a new one. And if I close this out, if I cancel out, then I can also choose to add a tag. Here I can click on Manage Tags to make new tags, or I could also go to the Tags tab. At any point, you can also edit or remove your tags if you want to update them. When it comes to using topics and tags, this is really a great way to pre-organize some of your comments before you have your meeting. Now, unfortunately, you cannot add topics and tags from the Resolving Comments pane. You can only add them from the Manage Comments dashboard in the Comments tab. Or again from the comment bubbles. So once I'm in a comment bubble, you do want to click on the bubble to have it selected. And here from the three-dot menu, I can add or remove topics and tags. So while looking through the comments before your meeting, one thing you might want to tag or use a topic for is comments that are talking about the same thing that you want to change in your document. So if you have multiple comments indicating the same information that you know you want to have them all resolved in the same way, you can add the topics and tags beforehand. That way you can quickly filter by your topics and tags in order to resolve all these connected comments at once. You could also use topics and tags to highlight high priority or urgent subjects, as well as different other categories that might be of interest to you, whether that's by a specific field, for a specific person for their expertise, or simply for a specific meeting. Topics and tags are available in the Filter tab. So that's just here in the comments quick access menu, as well as in the comments to resolve tab. So you can quickly select simply those topics or tags to focus on those specific topics at once. Another feature that might be useful for you before your meeting is to propose resolutions on certain comments. So in order to start your resolution, you want to click on the blue button. So open up our Resolve tab options, choosing a decision. And rather than clicking on the second blue button, you can click on this gray option to save a proposed decision. Once that's selected, these can be filtered out as well. So you can view simply all of your proposed resolutions. And if you want to go through those first, you absolutely can do that once you get to your meeting. Next, let's look at some best practices for during your meeting. So maximizing your screen space, using filters to select the comments that we've been using topics and tags to identify, as well as a couple key aspects to be mindful of in terms of moving the context of different content, as well as clause locking. So back into the online document. Of course, we want to maximize your screen space, especially if you're sharing your screen. So going back up to the Tools tab, we're going to click up on our wide balloon option. Your balloons are taking up a lot more space on your screen. That way you can really see a side-by-side look at the content that's within them. If you prefer using the Comments to Resolve tab to go through your comments, you can also adjust the width of this sidebar. If I go right between the sidebar and the content, I'll see this black line. I can click and drag and again have a side-by-side look at my content and my comments. And as I go through these, I can click on each one to move to that section of the document. I can use filters in my Comments to Resolve tab. For example, focusing in on specific tags that I've been using to specify different comments. And with a couple comments available, I can choose to select one or more and open up my Resolve option. With this, if I want to add a motivation, my existing motivations, when I click on these, now I have the option to also add more text. So I can edit my existing motivations every time I use them. With the new text added, this will add more to your list, but you can again have a set of ones to start with. Again, we could say proposed, or once we're ready to resolve, we can resolve those comments. Jumping down further in my document, another feature we want to be mindful of is clause locking. So if you have multiple users making changes on the document while you're resolving your comments, just be mindful that as soon as one user starts coming in to make a change based on a comment, that clause will lock to that user. So just make sure you're clear on who should be editing the document when while you're resolving comments. Another thing to keep in mind is that the comments are attached at the section level. So anything tied here is tied to this exact text in this exact section. If I copy and paste the text, the comment is not going to move with my text. It will simply lose its context. So in terms of best practices, we recommend that you first resolve all comments on a given section of text before moving that text to another section of the document. We hope you found this video helpful in getting started with resolving comments in the OSD.